Welcome to the Michigan Department of Education's Office of Educator Excellence Certificate Renewal Process presentation. With the November 2017 revised administrative rules, we've established the same renewal process for all certificates: standard, professional, administrator, and school psychologist. The only exception to this is for school counselors, which I address later in this presentation. The educator enters a continuous loop of education-related professional learning. There are no extensions or waivers for these renewal requirements. The first day you can renew is January 1st in the year that your certificate expires. We recommend renewing earlier in the year versus waiting until June. Our office is extremely busy April through June 30th, and wait times can become extensive. We are busy in January through February as well, but applications submitted this early in the year are not in danger of not processing in time before your certificate expires. Renew, educators must complete one of the following: 6 semester credit hours, 150 sketches, 150 district-provided professional development hours, or a combination of any of these 3 types of credits for a total of 150 hours, with college credits being worth 25 hours. College credits are entered by the educator into their professional learning section of MOECS and are supported by an official transcript. Sketches are entered by the sketch coordinator of the event and do not require documentation at the time of the renewal. For district-provided professional development earned prior to July 1st of 2020, the educator enters those hours into their professional learning section, and they require a DPPD form and a screenshot of the hours that have been initialed by the person signing the form. You must receive one of these types of credits for an event that you attend for it to be used for your certificate renewal. If you did not earn college credit, sketches, or district-provided PD for the event, you would not be able to use it for your renewal. If you plan on attending an event that does not offer you one of these types of credits, you can talk to your district about having it uploaded as sketches by the district, but this must be done prior to the event happening. As I alluded to earlier, the only exception to the basic 150 hours required to renew is for school counselors. Of the 150 hours that they need to renew their credential, whether it's a teaching certificate with the school counselor NT endorsement or the school counselor license, they must include 25 hours of training in college preparation and selection and 25 hours in career counseling, 5 of which must include military career options. If you hold a teaching certificate with the NT endorsement, you would need to meet these hours whether or not you are in a school counseling assignment. You would not be able to renew your teaching certificate and leave off the NT endorsement unless you completed a nullification process for that endorsement, which is a permanent process, and you would not get the NT endorsement added back. You are unable to complete your renewal requirements within the 5-year validity of the certificate. Please let your administrator know immediately. They can place you in an assignment using one of our permits, authorizations, or approvals to help keep you employed and also avoid state aid deductions for the school. In your renewal, you'll need to log into your MOECS account. On the login page, you'll see a box at the top with current changes to certification laws, rules, or policies that may impact you. There is also a link to our guidance documents as well as the email address for our help desk. If you cannot remember your username or password, you can use the login assistance link or email our help desk. The help desk is staffed Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Once you log in, you must confirm or update your information to be taken to the home page. If you update your information and receive an error that mentions conflicting information with REP, the information in your MOECS account does not match what the school entered for you into REP where they report their employees. You can either reach out to the person at your school who reports employees to the state, or you can email our help desk for assistance. You must log enough hours for your renewal before you apply. The exception to this is if you are using a valid out-of-state certificate for all certificate types, a completed master's degree for a standard renewal, or for school administrator renewal, your valid professional teaching certificate. To log your professional learning hours, click View Professional Learning on the left-hand side to start logging. To add college credits, you will click on Add toward the bottom of the screen. You will need details from your transcript to complete this step. If you need to correct an entry, select the entry by highlighting the radio button next to it and click Edit. You may delete any entries that you have added up until you have completed the renewal. After completion of the renewal, the hours are locked in and no changes can be made. For the Sketch tab, you are unable to enter sketch hours yourself. Sketches are applied for by the sketch coordinator and added to your MOECS account for you. The list on this page is for any sketches you have earned since 2015. MOECS does not retain hours earned before this. If you are missing sketches from this page, click the Access Evaluations Due button to see if you still need to complete evaluations to have the hours awarded to you. Once the evaluation is complete, they will appear on the list on the main sketch page. If you are missing evaluations, please keep in mind your sketch coordinator has 30 days from the event to add those hours into your account. If it has been more than 30 days, reach out to your sketch coordinator to make sure they have what they need to add the hours for you. For the DPPD earned prior to July 1, 2020 page, you will click on Add toward the bottom of the screen. You will need details from the school where you earned your hours to complete this step. If you need to correct an entry, select the entry by highlighting the radio button next to it and click Edit. You may delete any entries that you have added up until you have completed the renewal. After completion of the renewal, the hours are locked in and no changes can be made. If your school has closed, you will not be able to add these hours. OEE is unable to add these hours for you, and you will need to find alternative hours to reach 150. These hours require documentation. The DPPD form is located in your MOECS account under Forms. The form must be accompanied by a screenshot of the hours you wish to have the school verify for you and include the initials of the person who has signed your form. The Totals tab is to help you calculate hours for your current renewal. All hours for renewal must occur after the issue date on your current certificate. Hours occurring before this date will not appear in the Totals tab or be counted towards your renewal. In this slide, at the bottom, it says there are enough hours to start your application. If you do not have enough hours in your account, it will give you the total number of hours that you have logged and the number of hours you will still need to log. When you have sufficient hours to renew, or you are using a valid out-of-state certificate for all application types, or a master's for a standard renewal, or a valid professional teaching certificate for an administrator certificate renewal, you may click on the Apply button. This can be any button that says Apply or says Renewal on it. They all lead to the same place. During the renewal, you'll be asked a series of questions. For a standard certificate, these questions include asking about requirements for a move to the professional. Answering no to any of them will not stop the application process. MOECS uses your answers to determine if you are completing a standard renewal or moving to the professional. If you have made a mistake in any of your answers, do not pay the fee. Simply delete the application from your homepage and begin again. If you realize you answered questions incorrectly after you pay the fee, please reach out to our help desk for assistance. At the end of the application, you will need to check both validation boxes and add an electronic signature. You will type exactly what you see in the parentheses into the box. If it is in all caps in the parentheses, it will need to be all caps in the box. Once the application has been submitted, you will receive a confirmation message with instructions to send your documents and pay your fee. The application will remain on MOECS for a year, waiting for payment. If no payment is received within the year, the application will be deleted by the system. Once an application has been paid for, it will be valid for 2 years, waiting for documents. If you have not submitted all required documentation to approve the application within the 2 years, the system will delete the application. If you still wish to renew after it's been deleted, you will need to reapply and pay a new fee. The first fee will not be refunded to you if you do not complete the process. If you are using any college credits as a part of your application, a transcript is required. Transcripts may be sent directly by the university to our help desk email. If you are using DPPD earned prior to July 1 of 2020, a DPPD form and initialed screenshots are required. You may send your DPPD documentation to the help desk email. If all of the hours you are using for your renewal are sketches, the application will be auto-approved and documentation is not required. If your certificate is already expired, placing an application does not allow you to be in a classroom teaching. The certificate must be renewed before you begin an assignment. Now that the application has been submitted, you will need to return to the home page to pay the fee. It's located at the bottom of the page. Paying the fee is not the end of your process unless you are using all 150 hours of sketches to renew. You will still need to supply documentation to be approved. If you see professional practices review instead of pay fee, you have answered yes to one or more of the professional practices questions. If you also stated on the application that this conviction was previously reported to MDE and documentation was already submitted, your conviction will be reviewed without you submitting additional documentation, and you should see the status change to pay fee within a couple of days. If you need to submit conviction documentation, please follow the instructions you were given at the submission page. This review is required every time you submit an application, regardless of how old the conviction is or how many times you have been in professional practices review, so that our office may comply with school safety legislation. Once your application has been approved, you will need to print it. Click on the Print Certificate button on the left-hand side of your screen. When you get to this page, do not click on the certificate itself. Instead, click the Print Certificate button below the certificate. If you see a page listing just your endorsements and it does not look like a certificate, you've clicked on the certificate instead of the Print Certificate button. If your certificate appears but has weird lettering and is not quite legible, your browser is incompatible with MOECS and you will want to print it from somewhere else. For more information regarding certification, please contact our office Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at mde-educatorhelp@michigan.gov, or you may call us by phone Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5 with a break from noon to 1 for lunch at 517-241-5000. Thank you.